Tonight, we start a new chapter in the eSeries. Will we see one of the old heads continue to show what they do best, or will someone rise up to the occasion and stamp their authority on the field? Tonight, we're racing at Daytona, the world centre of racing. I'm Aaron Dorman, this is the Australian NASCAR eSeries. Joining me in the booth, we got Bryce Meddings, and making us look good, Dean Biggles Hopkins. Welcome, gentlemen.
G'day, how you doing? We're here at Daytona International Speedway for our eSeries first round of 2025. Aaron, are you excited for some racing tonight?
Looking forward to it. We've had a few races through different series over the week. So on Thursday night's track race, SRM and Nitro really showed their domination. But then on Sunday night in our ANC races, Simrig's DPR and Vermilion really stamped their domination on it. So that's 4 teams that we should see rise to the top. But there's going to be another 25 or so drivers trying to prove me wrong there. So I think the strategy is all going to be the same in the end. Cross that stripe first.
Absolutely. It's Daytona. Anyone can win it. So we'll get the qualifying in the session has just completed. The grid should be coming up just momentarily. But we've got the grid here tonight, just in, hot off the press. Here it is. Ethan Winter from BBS Esports had a bit of a nightmare in ANC Daytona, but he's here and he's leading us off the stripe tonight in first position. Ruben Phelps in the numbers 06 car. He'll line up alongside him on the outside line. Lachlan Mead and Matthew Budd will follow him behind on row 2. Daniel Boyd in 5th position. Lewis Greathead, your winner from ANC. He'll start 6th tonight. Brad Wright in 7th. Brendan Henderson in 8th. Ryan Jones in 9th. He'll be looking to redeem himself after his ANC performance on the weekend. Shane Bowen in 10th. We've got Stephen Williams in 11th and Aaron Gilbert in 12th. As we scroll it on down, we have Tyler J. Williams in 13th spot, Dave Douglas in P14, Tom Freer in 15th, Sam Chapman in P16, Josh Mickelmore in 17th position. 18th goes to Dane Diego. Jeez. Trent Gosley in 19th, Aaron Borg in 20th, Ant Cuthbertson in 21st, Robert Dunt in the 22nd position. We've got Sam Smith in 23rd. He was running very strong in the ANC. He'll have another good showing here tonight. Henry King in 24th position as well. We'll come to the end of our grid here. We got Matt Danson in 25th, Dave Olejesnak in 26th, Zachary Sears in 27th, Jason Holdsworth starting 28th, looking to redeem himself and maybe his internet connection here tonight. Brandon Burkhardt in 29th, Lachlan Urquijo in 30th, Andy Barber in 31st, Michael Campbell in 32nd, Tom Pritchard lines up 33rd, Dottie Tompkins returns to the series lining up in 34th, Riley Curtis 35th, Shane Nowens in the 36th spot. As we run through the grid, that's everyone here tonight for our Daytona opener to 2025. Drivers are out on track as they take the pace lap to the stripe. Aaron, not long now before racing begins.
No, not at all. A couple of things I noticed from the grid. Outside line, a couple of SRM teammates in line with each other, with then a Vermilion in between and then a third one not far behind. Your inside line, you got the PBS Motorsports. So we'll see what they can do. They'll push hard. They'll have communications with each other to try and keep a nice tight line. We'll have to see what if the top or the bottom line gets that momentum early.
If it's anything to go by from ANC, I think you'll see the top lane build a lot of momentum around the outside of 1 and 2 if we can get 3 cars hooked up nice and close. As you said, there's a couple of SRM Motorsports cars there. It's the 06 of Phelps lining up on the outside. His teammate in support in the 4th position of Matthew Budd. Matthew Budd and Ruben Phelps, both very quick drivers on their day, looking to see how they take to the high banks of Daytona here tonight. Obviously, these two drivers aren't able to compete in ANC, otherwise we'd love to see them there. Just two New Zealanders, unfortunately, unable to make it. But doesn't mean they can't race here, and it doesn't mean they can't put on quite a show. Ruben Phelps has made very deep runs into playoffs Same with Matthew Budd. So 2 drivers to watch tonight. Another one I'm looking forward to watching is the 998 of Lewis Greyhead. See what he can do tonight, coming off the win in ANC. Maybe stamp a bit more authority across Daytona. The pace car, however, makes its way down pit lane. We're moments away from the green flag here tonight to start the X Series 2025 season, and it's green. We've got racing happening for the first time in the X Series in 2025, and it's a good start for the pink machine of Ethan Winter. His teammate behind him as well in the 19 of Lachlan Mead. They had a rough night in ANC, looking to rebound, bounce back, make their mark here tonight. So we've got team fights already happening in the NASCAR, so in the X Series here for Australian NASCAR eSeries. Other than that, it looks pretty calm. The outside line's got a bit more momentum here. Phelps getting just ahead of Winter. Winter going to fight back into turn 3. Not much we can say now. Both of the third cars in line, the 79 and the 998, both hanging back. Not really providing much momentum to the cars in front. 79 is going to move
line
into
starting
a
to
bit
pick up a bit that momentum now.
They have the momentum coming off the corner, and then they kind of lose it once the inside line builds back up. The 998 really needs to get up there, needs to do a little bit more to build that, to bring that impact to that top lane. So we see a number of cars have already elected to slide down. It's only the top 10, 20 cars electing to run side by side. Further on
And
back,
they're
they're already
going 3 wide, deeper in the field.
Yeah, Dave Douglas in the number 10, slotting it through. I think there was just a car getting forced to the outside. The 03 there, just forced on the outside. No one really wants to let him back in, so he's going to drop like a sack of potatoes down to the end of the field. You see, the number 30 of Matt Danson came so
already
close to a
13
win.
spots.
Yeah, so close to a win in ANC. Looking to make a big move here tonight. Commentating on Thursday night will be Matt Danson and Dave Douglas, the 2 cars currently in that outside lane, the 10 and the 30. So we'll have them in the booth Thursday night for you all to provide some great insight. Both are very talented drivers, and we'll just move back to the front of the field. Watch this battle between these 2 teams. SRM, they're putting the screws to this inside line. They're just not able to get any more momentum than what they've got right now. So really want that 998 to move forward, or alternatively the 081 to bypass that 998. Try and get around, get your third teammate up there, and then you'll be moving the Cobalt Racing car there, dropping into the third lane, dropping back out of that second lane. Drops back, he's looking for a position to slide in, and he will, right behind Matt Danson. But right now, status quo is 2x2 for the top 15, 30 cars. And then we've got a couple of stragglers who are electing to just go single file on the low lane. And there's a crash on the back straight. Big crash on the back straight. Big damage from Matt Danson there. See the number 52's gone around. There's Cobalt Racing cars around as well. They're still wrecking down the back straight. Car very far on the inside. We'll have to digest this one bit by bit. But first caution here tonight for the Australian NASCAR eSeries X Series at Daytona. We'll get on board. So it looks like, yeah, it's the number 10 and the 081 involved. Big contact there for Stephen Williams. Collects the 081. More cars going around. That's a 58 sideways. So it's all here. Bit of contact there, but Dave Douglas going 3 wide on the exit of turn 2. Yeah, Davey just put it down, looking to advance his position. A little bit of movement from the cars all around. Going to send the 081 down. The 19 gets sent up the track. I think that's actually not the right number on that car. I think 081 was involved in that. I'm quite sure. But yeah, 38 gets hit. The 52 is involved as well. Heavy damage from Matt Danson on that left front. Would love to see what happened to him.
So on the outside, you've got Matthew Budd in the 081.
I don't think that was Matthew Budd. It wasn't Matty Budd. He's not number 35. I think it was Brenton Henderson involved. 81, yeah. Brenton Henderson, yeah, then 081. just shuffles down. Dave Douglas had his nose alongside. I think that's probably just a bit of movement there from the 81 coming down. And 19, well, a painted 19 is involved, but I don't think that's the actual 19 we have registered. Shane Bowen got sent for a bit of a spin, so we'll have to see right on board with him as drivers are coming down pit lane in real picture. We're going to keep digesting this and see what exactly happened. There's the first contact. Coming up, you see the 19 there. Matt Danson unable to avoid. There we go. So the 52 getting collected hits Shane Bowen, and he'll get sent for a spin down to the inside, and he'll have to get new tyres from that one. But drivers down repairing now, so this will be the second time they've come down the pit lane. Lots of drivers affected by that crash. Aaron, what are you going to take away from this for this race?
It's very early for that kind of incident. There's got a lot of good cars out of the race early. If they can manage to keep on that lead lap and fix a little bit of damage, come out in front of the pace car, fix a bit more damage to the next lap, they might be in with a chance, but a lot of those cars took some very heavy hits, and just getting caught up in the chaos that is one of the wrecks at Daytona.
Absolutely. Daytona in itself is a good track to test your skill in wreck avoidance. Unfortunately, sometimes you're just going to get unlucky. All comes down to the luck of the draw. But, got a quick update on the top 10. It's going to be Ethan Winter leading in the 39 machine. Boy from Brisbane, Queensland. He started first and he's leading first. We got Ruben Phelps in the 06, so no change for your front row here tonight. Lachlan Mead picked up a position. He started in third. Sorry, Lewis Greyhead picked up a couple of positions. Had Matthew Budd go down for some fuel by the looks of things, or just lose out when the carnage unraveled. So he drops down. He'll be on the outside lane, but a couple of positions away from his teammate now. It's going to spice up the restart with the two. The 06 has actually gone down the pit. Same with Matthew Budd. So interesting strategy here from the SRM boys. Might just be to get out of that front pack battle. As we see two cars.
Right around the back.
Geez, they just got to the clip. Yeah, right around the back, get a few more. I was worried that Ruben Phelps was going to get pinged there with a 03, I believe, exiting the pit lane. I thought they may have been where it starts to become collisions in the pit lane, but luckily they managed to intersect just before their cars actually became solid. So one of the benefits of being in the sim right there on display. Otherwise, that may have been a crash. But it's going to be interesting to see how BBS Racing deal with this. They've got control of both lanes. Will they want to maintain controlling both lanes, or will they want to slide in and one help the other on the inside or the outside lane? It's going to be interesting. Pace car lights are out. They will go racing this time by. Quick top 10 update. So we got Ethan Winter, Lachlan Mead, Boyd in the 79, Greathead in the 998. Dave Douglas is in 5th after making it through that wreck. Ryan Jones in the 11 in 6th spot. Chapman in 8th position, kind of jumping around. There's Nadden in 8th, Freer in 9th, Williams in 10th. And they're dropping off the pace car a little bit. Drivers a little bit unbunched up. You'll see them bunch up as they go through 3 and 4, trying to get as close as you can to the rear bumper of the next car in front. But as we wait so patiently here tonight, no stage breaks in this race tonight, so every caution is the only chance for them to have a rest, and it's always going to be from an incident here tonight. Pace cars off into the restart zone. Gonna go late. You don't want to give too much of a rundown into turn 1, and that's exactly what Ethan Winter does. He takes a good start. His teammate on the outside, unfortunately, doesn't get a good jump. He will slide up to give him the support, though, so they abandon the inside line, electing to go to the outside. I think that if they get the run, but Lewis Greyhead, he's going to send it in. He's going to get all the way alongside the 39 and now into the lead of the race here on the inside line. So the gamble for the 39 to go help his teammate on the outside didn't really work. We'll have to see if they can build that momentum on the outside now The 79 is in a much better spot to help them push, though, so it's going to be a good fight here. Here comes another Vermilion car, however, on the back of Ryan Jones. Ryan Jones, the only DPR car in the top 6 at the moment. His teammate Steven Williams is not too far behind. Actually, no, he's very far behind. He's down in 21st position now, so Ryan Jones darts to the outside line as soon as he could, trying to pick up a push there from the 39. 39 going to give him all the help he needs to try and get around the 998 of Lewis Greyhead, and he will.
That
So
top line's just a lot tighter, so they're going to get that momentum off the corner. That bottom line, they're weaving a little bit. They're a bit more spread out than that top line. So Ryan Jones has got to the lead. He's getting a bump from the 39 of Ethan Winter.
Ethan Winter doing very well here, pushing. Must
that
say.
Extra momentum.
And there we go. Ryan Jones slots down.
Drops down. Got 2 Vermilion cars behind him. They're just not quite formed up behind those first couple of cars.
It looks like the 34 of Tyler Williams just a little bit further back, not really providing any support to this third car. Doesn't really matter. He can sit as far as he wants now that there's a 11 in front of that 998. But the 79, if the outside lane wants to get moving, it all depends on the 79. If he can get involved with the 19 and the 39, then they'll have a chance on the outside. Lots of weaving, though. Lots of weaving down the back straight. Drivers not able to hang it there, or they're pushing so hard that they're skirting out a little bit. Sam Chapman, as we ride on board with him, he's currently up 13 positions from where he started in 16th, just dropping down as him and Ethan Winter trade nose position. Other than that, it's all calming down a little bit after our first caution of the night, lap 6. Lots of cars involved, lots of front running cars involved as well, who have to recover from the back of the field. Lots of time left to do it. We're only not even a quarter of the way through this race, so lots of time, plenty more opportunities for cautions to fly and positions to be gained. I don't think there's anyone on the who's a lap down currently, so that's a good sign for everyone involved. Just might be nursing some damage there at the back. Just got news from the pit reporter that Aaron Gilbert's down in the pits and he's been there for quite some time, so unless he plans on rejoining the race now, I don't think there'll be too many other cars down there with him. So I would say definitely get back out there if you can. Do laps, finish the race. You do get points for finishing the race, so definitely not a bad position to be in. Plus, if you are the only one a couple laps in and there are more cautions, you can get your lucky dog and you can get your lap back. For anyone joining us here tonight, Aaron, what is a lucky dog?
But during the caution, the first car a lap down, or multiple laps down, the first car off the lead lap, I should say, is eligible for a wave around. So they get to drive around the entire field to get 1 lap back. So if they're 2 laps down, they'll only get 1 lap.
Sorry to say that. I think there's a radiator problem for the 19, and he's gone up into the fence. We're getting a wreck into turn 2. God. And that's a big crash there. We'll have to see. We'll have to ride on board with Lachlan Mead. See what happened to his car. He was smoking going into turn 1. Engine?
You got to keep an eye on those temps when you're pushing. If you're the pusher, you got to keep a good eye on those engine temperatures and make sure that you get some fresh air every now and again, cool them down.
So yep, that's the 19 there, and that engine's gone. Tries to go high. The 79 tries to go within the stick in the draft, not seeing the smoke, I would presume. Change in speed through the corner, catches out the 3. He hits the back of the 79, and then it cascades from there as the 79 then goes down the track. I must say, Micklemore there, very lucky to get away from that. But we'll have to... Yeah. 16 of Lachlan Mead, showing 19 on the car from ANC. Blown up there. Absolutely not. Just tries to stick it into the wall as hard as he can, trying to get out of the way. Other drivers behind not able to check up in time. Causes a bit of a cascading effect, and that will be the second caution here tonight. Daniel Boyd sticks with him, unsure why, if he just wanted to give him a push through the corner or just didn't know how to react.
31
But it
was
was a
so lucky to get through that.
big impact there for Tom Pritchard as well. Rest of the field behind makes it through. That's a lovely little Fast and Furious reference on one of those cars. I just saw go by. We'll have to go find that one now. Cars coming down pit road. Oh, one car isn't going to go for a wave by the looks of things. And there. So 39 comes in first, and we've got a very smoky Lachlan Mead in the pit lane as well. Drivers stopping in their box. Again, practicing your pit stops not too bad. Matt Danson elects to stay out this time by as well in the 30. We're going to have Lachlan... Ethan Winter comes out great ahead behind him. I think beating his teammate to the exit. As we see a bunch more cars coming, 06 and 37. They both pull into their pit stalls. Be very hard for them to see anything down there with Lachlan Mead smoking number 16 there. That's his race done and dusted. It's about 40 minutes for a full change of the engine. So Daytona, you got to manage those temps.
One thing, yeah, you got to have your field of view set up correctly in the sim that you can see those temperature gauge, you can see it going in the red, and just hang back a little bit. You can't push constantly. You've just got to go out in the clear air. They might have been too close together, couldn't get that clear air, so he should have just backed it up a little bit, lost a little bit of that momentum, and just kept the engine cool. Easy to say in hindsight, but in the heat of the moment, you just want to get to the front. You want to keep the front.
Absolutely, it's a fine line you got to walk. You got to be able to push and keep that pressure up. But if you get too hot, it's not worth it. It's lap 15, lap 11 when it happened, or lap 12 when it happened, and it's just not worth blowing up that early into an 84 lap long race. That to do that, I'd like to say it's a mistake. It probably was. I'd like to say it's a mistake. I wouldn't risk blowing the car up for track position now. Like, mustn't have been doing a sweep of his engine gauges. That's the only thing I can put it down to. Now, there are times where you can run the engine till it's done. Like, if you were last couple laps and you were hot, okay, well, I'm just going to send it and see what sticks because I don't want to give this track position up. But early on in the race, no way would you catch most drivers doing that. So, do you think there was just a driver error there from Lachlan Mead? Unfortunate after his night of ANC to be out so early on it this fine Tuesday evening. As we take a moment to collect ourselves, we're going to go green this time by. Pace car lights are out. Car exiting the pit lane. This is I think that's a 03. Couldn't quite see as he darted by our screen. Love this camera angle, by the way. One of my favorites at Daytona, the digger camera. So, I have to
Gives
get
you the
that
real
as they're
sense
all
of
racing
speed.
past. Yeah, we were. It does. Like, we'll have to get a shot of it on this restart as the field thunders on by, not thunders, because that's not how you pronounce words. Thunder. Yeah, that's producer singing Thunderstruck in the background. Just had me going along with him. But turn 3, turn 4. We're going into turn 3 and 4. Cars are going to bunch up once again. Aaron, this restart's all for you. You're going to give us the call down into turns 1 and 2.
So they're just rounding turn 4 now. There's 2 Vermilion cars, second row back. So see what they do to see if they can get in line. Pace car pulls in now. So they're coming up to the Geico restart zone.
Green's out. Green flag. Green flag.
Pretty late in the restart zone. Ants put the foot down. Let's see what he can do. He's got that one car lead. You don't hold on to that very long at Daytona. It's a scary thought if you skip out a little bit in front. People catch you very quickly. Oh, look at that. Just whizzing past the camera.
It really is one of the best cameras in NASCAR. Would I dare to say it? We're going to see the 998 get a big push there from Ethan Winter on the outside line.
Huge run on the outside.
Just left alone on the inside lane.
Just couldn't get a pusher.
So far.
Fell back. So see if that top line can get back organised. They're quite tight, so they might get that run around leading up to turn 1.
We will. Got a couple of things in the chat. Dyson 41, Andrew Dyson, lives life on flat stick. Well, I can agree with that. I've seen him race, never lets off the gas. So I'm missing you out here tonight, Dice. So we'll hopefully see you in a couple of weeks' time for the next race at ANC. We'll be cheering on the boys, though, in the Sibrings DPR team. Ryan Jones looking likely to finish well tonight. Had a bit of a miscommunication, I think, with his teammate at Daytona for ANC, where they both went to make a block and ended up colliding. Unfortunate night for them, but so far, Stephen Williams and Ryan Jones, they're making a good effort through the field. We'll have to see where they are come the final 10-15 laps. That will be the real time where we get into the nitty-gritty and talk about who's going to win this race. So far, it's just positioning and surviving until then. So Ryan Jones will hang it on the lead of the outside line. It's a bit of a push from, I believe, Chapman in behind. There he is. Bump. Gives him a little bit of a push. And we get some more speed going down the back. And I think Ryan Jones will be happy sitting here. If he can get to the front of the lead line, he'll definitely drop down there. But so far, so good.
And if this goes green for a while, these front guys are burning a lot more fuel. They have to dart in a little bit earlier. So they might lose that strategy point. So often you'll back it up a little bit, go further in line, share around the fuel burn at the front, or they're hoping for another caution about halfway through the race. So lap about 45, they should be able to go green from the end. So you've really got to punch your ticket, get to there, and just survive till then. And then it's a hard race right to the end. There's no fuel saving, nothing like that. I'm looking at my leaderboard. In 8th place there is Riley Curtis, up 27 spots from the start of the race. So he was Friday night's winner in the Truck Series for Nitro Racing. So he could be one to keep an eye on. That's a big drive, getting up that far, surviving the couple of wrecks that have happened. He's on that outside line.
It's a good drive so far. We'll have to. It's all just survival at this point. Dave Douglas, he flirted with death earlier before, so it could happen anywhere in the field. So you just got to survive right now. But Dave Douglas, Riley Curtis, both the new pickups for Nitro Racing, both doing very well in those new Nitro Racing colors. They're going to try and swing something here at the front of the field. I'd say they're wondering what the 101's doing, just going left, right, left, right. Shadowboxing with himself here behind the number 11 of Ryan Jones. But so far, so good. All calm, all collected. Nothing's changed. The outside line's flirted with the front. They've dropped back. It's not as intense of a push as we saw just then for the 11. Got a big bump there from the 101. Just had a good comparison from our producer. ARCA cars around Daytona move around like this, so you can see the 101 here. He's darting out. He's trying to get cool air through to his radiator. So the 101 might be dealing with some engine cooling. We saw the other car, the Lachlan Meads car, with the Team Conti sponsor on it, blow up earlier. So this is where, because we're running open setups, there's a lot of different setups through the field. Maybe the Conti cars are running hotter. That's Stephen Williams darting to the outside. He's going to make it 3 wide to try and get the position of Shane Bowen. Shane Bowen fighting tooth and nail. He's going to make it pass. Now it's a 93. He has to deal with the 98. Going to get shut down into turn 3. Won't have much of a drive off. Doesn't have anyone for support either, so I'd say he'll drop back behind the 93. He'll put a little bit of a block on. Just say, hey, don't think about it. Sit behind. Don't want you running up there. So that's good driving there from Stephen Williams, looking to try and make his way through to the front, maybe to support the 101, darting out again, getting more air. Don't think he's trying to make a move on the outside. Just have to be careful you don't build too much momentum and end up smacking into the rear of the car in front of you when you're doing that. Just got to be easy with it. Going to get a bump down the main straight is Lewis Greathead in a commanding position yet again. Daytona just seems to be his track. I think Lewis Greathead's going to be one of our better Super Speedway drivers throughout the season. I'll say that now. He's just great. Thanks, producer. That was your line that I just completely stole. But see, our producer has the witty lines. We should actually we should get him to say some sometimes. But can't let good lines go to waste. I'm gonna elect to ignore those last couple of lines in favor of the moves that Stephen Williams is trying to do. If we want to see what it looks like from his cockpit right now as he tries to dart and just pressure the 93. Oh, and I've heard the door open and close behind me. It's Nigel Seidel into the booth as we see the 98.
Yep,
Stephen Williams going up the inside 3. Well done, we're going to be quiet now. I'm being yelled at by a producer to be quiet because our boss is here. But Nigel Seidel, how you doing?
Not too bad, boys, and welcome to everyone listening out there tonight. I just jumped in the booth and trying to catch up with the action, what's actually happening.
There's been a lot of action so far, Nigel.
'91 on the outside, dropping down to the tail end of the pack. He is a lapped car. Tom Pritchard. Tom Pritchard, yeah, there we go. That's one of our Toms in the field. Tom Pritchard, as Nigel would say, he's one of the best pushers in Australia. Unfortunately, big damage in an earlier wreck. I think it was heavy damage in the second caution that's put him out and down a couple of laps now. It's fights on up the front. Stephen Williams for Simrig's DPR Racing. He's 3 wide with Dave Douglas right now around turns 1 and 2. He's holding it up there. The lone wolf on the outside line, going to build a big run down the back. Should be able to get past Dave Douglas. He's going to side draft him. The 101 moves up to give him a bit of a block. The 11 as well, not letting them by. They don't want the Simrigs DPR pair to take control of this field. He's going to lose this momentum through 3 and 4. Maybe he has to find a spot now. Try and slide back in. Tries to slide back in, and he will do. He doesn't have anyone who wants to help him, though. That's the big thing. Needs to find someone to dance with. It takes 2 to tango. It takes 3 to do well at Daytona. But you really just need 2 to win it.
Also comes back to us as well once we come into these super speedways. It's either you're teaming up with manufacturers or you got your own setup shops that you're all dealing with. As you can tell, Team Conti, you've got a few teams and affiliated teams working with them with BBC or BBS esports, and you've also got Vermilion as well. Then you've got the big crew of Nitro in there as well. They've got 6 or 7 drivers in this field tonight, so it all comes down to the alliances that you can build over the course of the season for super speedways to be successful.
It's always, I think at this point, it's the 101 doesn't want the 98 to come push his teammate. The 98 wants to sit on the back of the 11 So the 11's effectively neutered. It can't do anything. If Lewis Greathead's getting a push from the 38 and the 101 just decides not to push the 11, then his chances at winning this race, if we were like 10 laps from the end, his chances of winning this race would be over.
I wonder though the confidence of Greathead from the win an ANC the other night. He's bringing that little bit of confidence in. He feels like, I can actually win this race from the front, and I can stay here all night and build from that confidence.
Oh, you most certainly can. If you can win ANC, if you can win the ANC race here at Daytona, if you survive the midfield, sorry, if you survive the midfield carnage that can happen throughout the X Series, as we've seen tonight, a bit of carnage already. If you can survive that carnage, then you can make all the way through. There's a lap car up ahead. I think that lap car is going to stick to the bottom, not going to drop below the yellow line. That's Matt Danson in the 30, carrying some heavy damage, and you see another group of lap cars. So we'll wrap the bottom down into turn 3 and 4. Rest of the field, just try and figure it out. There's 2 more lanes to work with, so you should be fine. Matt Danson electing not to drop below the yellow. 3 wide. We're going to wreck off the back of turn 3 and 4. Cars moving, falling down the ladder. I think Gosley's involved. Henderson as well. By the grace of God, we're not under yellow. Definitely saw cars colliding.
Is the sun an issue coming off of 4 at the moment?
The sun would definitely be an issue coming off of 4 at the moment. The time of day in the sim, it's just so that if you're racing in VR, and I've done it in the past at Daytona, it sucks. It sucks because Daytona is intense, super intense on your system in VR. And then as we round this corner, you'll see what the sun looks like on a flat screen. And this in VR sucks even worse.
Yeah.
Oh, just lights up. Just lights up over behind the grandstand. I found it really difficult in the Thursday night's truck race. Once that sun set, I was good to go.
And you know what makes it even worse? Is if you're one of the people who's unfortunate enough to have to turn the grandstand off, the sun doesn't go away. It just hits you harder. Unfortunately, I was one of those people, and that's why I didn't really like racing Daytona in the series, because we always race these twilight races. It's beautiful. I love these sunset races on the broadcast. They look great. My eyes, however, did not like this period. Did not love this whatsoever.
So we've got 7 cars in that top lane there trying to form something together. That bottom lane, though, seems like it's starting to string out, just trying to count down the laps.
Yeah, they had to string out. We've got a couple of lap cars that the main pack is approaching. Now, they're going to split up. Both these lap cars, really, they should just hang with each other. Splitting up is probably the worst thing you can do. They're going to look to hold the high sign, the 0-3 and the 3. Of Snadden, so Gilbert and Snadden, they're going to hold high. Oh, a little bit of wiggle there from the 0-3. The field's coming by. It looks like they're going to make it past without incident. Snadden's going to touch the wall. Gilbert's going to ride the wall. And they're both going to lose a lot of speed, but they should drop to the end of that outside line. Now, they made it past without incident. I think the drivers would prefer the cars be on the outside there through 3 and 4, especially with the sun right now.
Yes, 100%.
It kind of sucks. Danson elected to go around the bottom, and we saw a bit of a collision happen further on in the back of the field as drivers were trying to navigate that, and then got hit by the sun, which wasn't optimal to say the least. But so far, there hasn't been a change in the running order. Ryan Jones has just been chilling at the front of that top lane. Stephen Williams is getting closer. He's getting ready to support his teammate, but he just needs to clear another car by the looks of things. Ethan Winter, copper load of sun there. It's dropped a couple of positions, led 10 laps tonight. So I wouldn't be too mad if you're Ethan Winter right now. So Dave Douglas is the one currently holding Stephen Williams at bay, but I'd say that's probably not a bad thing. Dave Douglas is not the kind of guy to do anything by halves. He wants to drive. He wants to hit this. He wants to get this winner of the charity Daytona 500. Can he win in the X Series and lock himself into the playoff.
Wonder how many crew chiefs are starting to crunch the numbers of what's the magic lap to make it to the end.
Well, I think anywhere from about lap 45.
Yeah,
These
I was
drivers
thinking-
have come in sooner than that. Like box, I think lap, or I'd like to say lap 15, 14. They came 14. So it would
3
be
wide up the middle.
crunch the math in my head. There is 3 ride racing going on. It looks like that's just the lap cars of the 03 and the 3 once more, just popping out of the way, trying to hold on with that outside lane. So,
But I think the thing we'll have to start watching now, especially with we're getting to round that number we need to make it to the end, is the teams starting to like falling in position, so their teams are all lined up entering pit lane. So there's the more cars you have coming to pit lane together, the better chances of getting away from the pack. So it'll be interesting to see in the next 4 to 5 laps how many cars start to form up in their teams.
And heading towards the low side of the track, it's very hard to get to the pit lane from that outside line when you got to go through the inside line.
I like how we say that, but there's quite a sizable amount of cars in that outside line.
Yeah.
There's quite a fair few, and cars that would need to come down this time, but for a pit stop soon anyway. So I don't think we're quite ready for a stop. I think they're going to push it out a bit longer, maybe into the 50s.
We should be fueled to about lap 60, give or take, and then it just whoever elects to go early. We saw the Nitro boys on, I believe, Friday night. They pitted early all together, and they started getting a real head of steam, making a second on the pack pretty well every lap.
Well, here we go. We got pit stop strategies there. Ant Cuthbertson, the only one in the top 10 who hasn't pit tonight. He's been out for 37 laps. Everyone else around him pit on lap 14. That's the common trend. So lap 14, give or take about 45 laps of fuel, push into the lap 60. Now, Ant's not going to enjoy this because he's going to go down a lap. He'll be in
100%.
alone, no support. He's down a lap, maybe even 2, if he's unfortunate enough on exit to not catch a pack.
But do you come down later so you have to put less fuel in too? So then you're only going 1 can instead of trying to put 2 in.
Well, Ant's going to have to put 2 in, so he's going to lose a lot of time.
Yes, that's 100%.
Riding for that caution is the 264. 11 got a little bit squirrely into turn 1, recovered nicely through the corner, and is back on his normal line now. Dave Douglas giving him a bit of a push. Nothing too crazy in the heroics department. We have seen a car blow up. As we get a nice little booth cam there, you can see us on picture for just a moment up there in the booth of the virtual Daytona Raceway, but can't see those cars from there. Makes for a terrible viewing angle on TV, but that's what we got to work with. And we're gonna have Dave Douglas push the 11 to the front of the inside line, cuts off the 998. That's a slice there. Ryan Jones getting the elbows out, saying that's my spot, not yours. And Great Head's going to say, nope, I'm going to go around the outside of you now. So we might see Great Head get pushed to the front by Ethan Winter again.
Is Ryan though trying to make trying to get his teammate Stevie Williams to that bottom lane for pit stops? I wonder.
He might be, but then again, he's just jumped to the outside. I think he was trying to make a move. I don't think Ryan Jones wants to be second anymore. He wants to be first. They're 3 wide.
Back.
Stephen Williams shuffled out to try and make it run with his teammate. Dave Douglas said no. Now he's going to lose another position here. So I tried to go up high. No one went with him, and he's going to be one step further away from his teammates. So just not able to make it work. The DPR boys right now. They'll have to try and do something coming to the stops. God.
But then, when you look back in the order, though, there's a lot of. You look at the SRM boys. They're down the back of the field. There's a team of Nitro guys at the back as well. There's also get my other script. The other script.
With three wide at the front again.
That looks like
with three wide back up the front.
Go for a pit.
We've also got the Prime 100 guys of Robert Dunt and Sam Smith. So they're all at the back, so they might just peel off and get in that pit stall and get in there early before the leaders do this. That may trigger it as well.
Yeah, sorry to cut you off, Nigel. There's a lot of pushing there from Dave Douglas, just saying, "No, go forward, Ryan. Don't want none of this. Don't want to get side drafted by Stevie on the outside. Stevie going to lose another position here in that top lane. Just not able to work. At threat of losing more." Looking at the chat, we got Dyson again. Would love to see an undercut. I'd love to see an undercut too. That is definitely possible in about, well, I'd say 2 laps time to see undercut. I wouldn't. Would it pass some of the teams at the back to give it a try? If they can get all their team in and out within a couple of tenths of each other, they can line up and then they can get pushing. 4 cars is going to move faster than pretty much the whole pack at this point. So I'd love to see it. I think it would spice this race up quite a lot. It's getting argy-bargy around the front. The door banging into turn 1. Dave Douglas cops his elbow. Davey Douglas cops 1. He's going to now get a push down the back straight. 336. Look at the momentum here. He's going to go rocketing past the 11 of Ryan Jones as if he was standing still. Dave Oljesnik giving that lovely push. The American showing us Aussies how to do it. Oh, Dave Douglas comes right down in front of Ryan Jones. That's a good move. Now it's going to be the turn of the 93 to push 311, sorry. Oh, into the wall goes the 03.
Dave-O, as I call Dave.
Dave-O.
his last name, I'll be honest. It's hard to pronounce.
I will ask him how to pronounce it, so we know for the broadcast. But I mean, we had to do the same with Lachlan, and it's Urquijo. As I found out.
Oh, yep, Ryan back to the outside.
Ryan back to the outside again.
Oh,
Ryan does not want to be there. There's a
push.
massive push.
That outside line starting to dwindle out, though. It's a big single file line at the moment. They're all starting to look at potential pit stops. Do you go early? Do you go late?
If you're trapped on the outside right now, you're going to push the tank as far as it can go, and then you'll have to just hope that you can get down. If you're running low, it's not a good spot to be in. But if you got a bit more fuel, then why not push it? Try and get as much track position as you can now.
We're in for a cracking finish in this race, guys.
If this is how they're racing now, I'd love to see how they're going to race in the last 15 laps. This is some top tier racing here tonight. Looking forward to it. Riley Curtis, he's up 29 positions, up 30 now if he can stay ahead of Ethan Winter. Big drive from him, the boy from Queensland, or the man from Queensland, I should say.
Winner Thursday night. Winner Thursday night as well.
He did. We see the 998 of Lewis Greathead. He's going to pop out to the outside line. Ethan Winter's going to follow him. So it looks like the Team Conti cars are joining forces. Ethan Winter's BBS Esports teammate Lachlan Mead, unfortunately out of this race tonight, overdid the engine temps, and we saw that one go bang in spectacular fashion, was the cause of the second caution tonight. Only 2 cautions tonight, doing pretty well. I've said it now, so yeah, there's a third one on the way at some point, but let's be honest, it's Daytona. There was a third one coming towards the end of this race, whether we liked it or not.
I reckon we might see. Yep, there goes Anthony Cuthbertson. I don't know if we pronounced that right.
cars in there.
here we go.
Hot entries from
There's
the
the
SRM
SRM
boys.
boys.
Hot entries there. All 4 SRM cars into the pit lane. Anth Cootberson went in as well. That will be a very, that will be an on-schedule stop for him, early for everyone else.
But that
If
still
you
might play out
understand
for the 264 car though. This has probably worked into his favour.
If you can stay with this group, yes, this is perfect.
He's going to have to put a lot more fuel in, so he might be stationary. Oh, that
Whoa!
Oh, there's a caution.
Yellow flag is out.
No!
That's a caution. Anyone who made it out of the pit lane is going to be laughing right now because they didn't go a lap down. That's the important
No!
part. If you get out of the pit lane, you didn't go a lap down. That is good. You would be laughing if you're SRM right now. That's beautiful. That's the caution you want to see.
And all teammates will be all pretty much lined up together as well. This has worked out perfect for luck of course, but
I think the 38 involved there, Ethan Winter, 39 maybe, Ethan Winter involved. Looks to be the cause, looks to be directly involved. Gonna see what happens. He comes into turn 3. Oh, it's just low. Ryan Jones gets a tag. The 101 comes up big.
that's a big net code.
Netcode tap, yeah. The 101 goes to start avoiding the 11 on the underside, and big netcode into the 39. That's unfortunate. It collects a lot of cars behind. Pinball. Here we go. Toss that one in the bin. That's done.
It was a good save by Ryan Jones though.
It was a good save. Bit of a reaction from the back of the field. Yep, just goes down, clips the apron, saves it. That's the finisher there, but he's already going around. So we see the 101 will just comes up,
lifts the apron
bang,
too, maybe.
big old netcode. Cars into the pits aplenty. So we're going to see a definite change in the running order tonight. Couple of lap cars going to get their wave by as we see Danson pop around. Oh, that's 11 getting turned.
Oh.
He wasn't out of the clip range yet. And he gets tagged by Greathead. That's going to put damage on the back of Ryan Jones. And that's going to put damage to the front of Greathead. That's not what you want to see. That's what I was talking about before, where the sim...
Going to be very busy pit lane in a second. See if they can all keep them off each other.
This is what I was talking about before, where the sim transitions from no contact to contacts. It's a bit murky sometimes where you see it. There's a popped engine there for the 39, so that's both BBS eSports cars out tonight with engine issues. An unfortunate result for them.
So this has completely changed our running order.
The entire
right
picture is gone. Unfortunately for SRM, while it puts them to the front of the field, it also hurts because now the rest of the field's grouped up with them. If they were able to get that undercut and make it work to the end of the race as a pack of maybe 8 cars, that would have been great. That would have been the most ideal outcome. Very fortunate not to go a lap down, that the pack wrecked as they were coming past to put them a lap down. Very fortunate there, so it keeps their race alive. But that's about the
Worked well for Ant. It's kept him in that lead pack.
It has. Ant is probably the biggest beneficiary of this, because if he went a lap down, pitting by himself, which looked likely if no one else went with him come his pit schedule, then his race would have been over. Now he's in contention. Top 5. Looking for a win.
We've also got the Prime 100 guys up there too. Robert Dunt and Sam Smith. I love their paints on their cars. They are absolutely incredible.
They are very nice paint. They are very, very nice paint.
So they'll be working together as well later on in this race, I can imagine, as most of these would have enough fuel to last to the end now.
Oh yeah, everyone will have enough fuel to last to the end of this race. Now, no question about it. We will not see many drivers come down, and No, 34 laps, they'll be fine. They'll be fine. Even for green white checkers, they'll be full for 34 laps. We have 3 green white checkers tonight. So, I'd say they'd be fine for it.
Well, it depends on the margin of fuel they've all put in. If they've tried to save a little bit of fueling time and done a very short margin, they could be tight towards the end of the green and white checkers.
It depends. I would elect to put a bit. I'd almost fill it 2 cans at this stage. Just keep the weight in the car similar to what it's been for the whole of the night. Different strokes for different folks, I guess. When it comes to, do you like having the car when it's at lower fuel, or do you like having it when you got more fuel in it? It's a personal choice. I
prefer more fuel. The balance of the car is set up for a full tank of fuel.
That's what mine are. For all the races I've done in the Xfinity car, whenever I've pit, I've put more fuel in it. If I don't, I have to make adjustments to the springs. Otherwise I'm not racing properly. And I do test that before each session. But pace car's off. We're going green again here at Daytona. 3rd caution done and dusted. We're going to have a good jump from the inside line there.
Let's see what these SRM boys can do. There's a stack of them up the front there. Can they all get in line and control this race?
It would depend. The ideal position for the SRM cars would be getting all of their drivers up to the front. The one there of Lockie Aquijo, sorry, I just said his name wrong and he told me about it last night. But if he can get up there and they can control the 2 lanes with 2 cars in each, that'd be pretty disgusting. As we see the
3 wide
Vermilion car, that's Greyhead going 3 wide through the middle. No, it's the 101 of Chapman pushing his way through. So Chapman will make his way through. The SRM boys will make it to the front of the bottom lane. Lockie Aquijo on the outside there. Got a little bit of support from the other...
The Prime 100 car, I believe,
yeah, Prime 100 car. Thank you. I forgot there. Oh, there's a big wreck into turn 1. Bowen's up. Oh, that's a big smash. Oh, there's 73 is down. No, not Paul Walker's car. No, it's on a Chevy. I don't know how to feel. I'm conflicted. It's Brandon Burkhart for Nitro Racing. That's an engine and a left front tire that's wobbly. It's not a good... That's not a good result. So we'll see what happens here. Number 8, couple of nitro cars in this pack. Gets tagged by Greyhead. Goes straight down the track.
Had to think about sending it 3 wide. Sort of backed out of it a little bit too late. And just collects a lot of cars.
That's a big impact there.
Well, that's Simrig's DPR, I believe.
I think most of the Simrig's DPR cars got through. So another caution flies here at Daytona, I think. Yeah, that's a bit of an upwards movement there from the 998. Just tags the left rear quarter panel of the 9. Bang, straight hard into the wall. That's your engine done. That's your race done. Big damage there for the 311 as well. No fast repairs here tonight. Unfortunately, couple of cars. Yep. Clunk. That's all you're gonna hear. Clunk, 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 as it struggles to get over 2,000
to the pits.
RPM. Yeah.
His arms are going to be jelly.
You might just tow. No restrictions on towing, of course. Here in the Australian NASCAR eSeries, you don't have to ask. You just make sure you're in a safe spot. Don't tow on the racing surface and you'll be fine. We don't want any obstructions if we can avoid it. Couple of cars coming into pit lane. Big smoke there from one of the drivers entering the pits.
It's Andy Barber's coming in. There's also I'm still trying
Danson's
to
in
learn.
there.
Dancing. I'm
Couple
trying
of
to
Simrig.
trying to learn all these new paints. And there's Tom Pritchard. Nah,
See-
looks like that's Stevie Williams coming in.
This is why we need a spotter's guide released for these drivers. I need to go make a few announcements in some of the channels to get people to send me their livery so we can at least know what they're running. It's easy if we know their numbers and associate their numbers with their names. It will come in time, but sometimes their numbers aren't the most visible things on their cars. DPR cars are always good for their numbers. They're bright on the front. 34 of the Slipstream car, that's pretty easy to spot.
New season, new paints. Before the end of last.
Yeah, the 04 that needs some work. We need some bright numbers. Danson, yeah, beautiful neon yellow. There we go. 311, beautiful contrasting colors. It works. Some of them. 73, that's a good contrast. The number 9, yep, with the outline, perfect. Looks beautiful. Even destroyed. I think the 91 is one of the nicest looking Southern Stars cars I've seen in a while. I'm not biased. I don't like orange at all. Not my fault. The 06 has also got a nice number on the side. Nice bright yellow. Again, that Prime 100 car of Sam Smith is pretty beautiful. I gotta say, it's one of my favorite liveries this season.
Yeah, well, Prime 100, they're a pet food company in Australia, coming out of the western suburbs of Melbourne. Been around for about 20 years, and now they've come on board with these two cars for this season. So we thank Prime 100 for sponsoring these cars and also wanting to be part of the series as well. So it's always great having the team's sponsors getting on board with all the cars, and it's great to see, and try to give them a little bit of airtime as well. So yeah, big shout out to those guys.
Definitely, it's great to have sponsors engaging. I think I'm in talks with one of my mates who's running a company. He may want to sponsor a couple of cars, so a couple of drivers if you're. That's a good question being raised. I wonder how. There we go. Yeah, prime100.com.au. Definitely head over there for some pet nutrition. I think. Yeah, from memory, my father, he has a couple of dogs, a couple of border collies, and they actually buy Prime 100 for their pets. So definitely recommend.
Well, I'm actually going to get some for my cat. I'm going to order some online tonight for my cat.
Hell yeah. Product placement on point in the commentary booth. As we see that Prime 100 car round turn 3 and 4, the pace car lights are off. We're going racing again here at Daytona. We have 30 or 28 laps here remaining. Barney's got the green flag in the air, waiting for that pace car to turn off. Turn off, turn off. There it goes. It's off. Now we wait. And we wait. There's the restart zone. Once Phelps is in it, he can go at any time. He's going to wait to the end because why would you give more draft to your opponents here at Daytona? You're only going to run all the way to the end.
That inside line got a good jump. Let's see if that outside line can get stacked up. The 101's just out a little bit too far, not quite in line. They need to stack up a little bit closer. That inside line's just a lot better formed. Let's see if they can hold that momentum off.
Now, here comes the interesting part of the race. This is where we're going to see a lot more jockeying for position. A lot of drivers wanting to get themselves set up. If you're further in the pack, you want to make forward progression. You do not want to be back in 20th or 15th. You want to be at the front.
And also, too, you got to remember, fuels is now out the window. These guys can go flat out to the end.
Absolutely, the flat stick. Unless you've put just enough to make it in, something the SRM Motorsports guys would have had to be wary of if we went green from when they stopped. Fortunately for us, now they don't have to. They have a bit of reserve in the tank that they can burn, so they can push at the front harder for longer. I think you'll see a little bit of saving from some of the drivers in the field, just so that they have enough for a green-white checker in case they elected not to put more in. There's a couple of drivers going argy-bargy back. I think that's Andy Barber and Tom Pritchard trying to make something work. They're pushing each other around. Not uncommon. I've seen them do that before, but normally it's at the front of the field. They were quite dominant in the first season of the X Series, the Southern Stars boys. First team that had presence in the series as well, so always nice to see them racing out on a Tuesday night.
A few moves being made a little bit further back. I've seen a bit of three-wide action. When you're that 15th place or so, you're starting to look at a gap that might not be there. Like, you look at this number 8 car right now. He's looking at the gap.
And Lewis Greathead got dropped pretty quickly. He needs to drop down into that second lane. The outside lane just not forming
He's
just
just
yet.
building that momentum. Is he going to throw it to the outside?
There's a car
Not
there.
yet.
He's not going with the car there that slow. No way. He's electing to go to that inside, but he wanted to push to the outside. You're right, Aaron. He will want that third line eventually. It's just whether someone goes to support him. If no one goes to support you, you're dead in the water. May as well be driving without a steering wheel.
I personally think within 10 laps this is going to be 3 wide to the end.
Oh, absolutely. Lap 15 is when it's all going to kick off. Lap 15, you're going to see a lot more aggressive moves for position. Right now, it's just feeling everyone out, seeing when someone's going to make a move. Once someone makes that move, it's on. Now, we've got the outside line getting a bit more coordinated. The 101 giving a nice push there to the 20. Push them around the outside. They're going to lose momentum through 3 and 4, but they'll build it on the run down to the stripe. See this 20 car? He's going to creep alongside. Not the most amount of momentum. I thought there'd be a bit more, honestly. Maybe just the 101 not hooking up enough. Lots of movement there from 37 as he pushes his teammate in the 06 forward. Driver who's been kind of quiet, the 43, hasn't been up the front much. Just chilling in the mid-pack for most of the race, keeping it clean, keeping it reserved. Now he's got a good position for a win. 43 or Borg. Aaron Borg. Flew under the radar tonight, but he's pushing on now. Gonna try and win here. Producer said M for amazing. Could have used M for magnificent or marvelous. Didn't even think of those. And there's the third lane. It's here now. Ryan Jones is at the front of it. Jason Holdsworth is going to be his support on the outside. Oh, don't think you could ask for someone better and more experienced at oval racing to give you a push on the outside line. So he's going to help. Looks like it's a bit of separation between the 8 and the 11. So not a lot of momentum down the back now. But he will get closer as laps go by. 11 just making an amazing run here on the outside. They're trying to get that third lane established. They're trying to make a race out of it, guys. 3 wide's already happened. We said it'd be happening on lap 15. We're about 7 laps or 8 laps late or early for what we were predicting. I think it's a fair point. The 20 tries to move up to make a block. 11's going to say, "No, there's enough room for car." Going to put car there. 101 doors the 8 into the outside wall, and that's going to stack the field up.
Mason's hit the wall there.
We're not yellow, by the grace of God, but that was a big door there from the 101 into the number 8, coming out of turn 2. But if I know Jason, I know that he's not going to be happy about that. I think there's going to be a few words said in that Nitro Racing chat downstairs. He would be saying bugger, darn, blast, and heck, because he's not a man to swear, trust me. As we see the lap car of the 311 just hang on the low side as the field roars past. And that kind of killed all the exciting racing that we had up until that point. Now the 20 is going to get abandoned by the 101 of Chapman, who's now electing to take up the mantle of the lead of that outside lane. So
It was
Really,
good
like
SRM at the
cars in
front.
this road.
SRM, they've all teamed up there at the front. Looks like it's and then Borg as well, one of our new drivers for the series this year. He's up in third, having a decent run, which is great to see. And the 264 of Ant Cuthbertson. Got to get my words out, but here he comes. He's having a really good run too to start his first start in the Xfinity series as well.
I think it's pronounced Cuthbertson.
Cuthbertson? Ant C. I always call him Ant C.
Yeah, I'll ask him again. I'll ask all these drivers how to pronounce your last name. Dave Douglas to the outside, jumps to the outside wall. Sam Chapman's going to throw a little bit of a block. Doesn't want him to move. The 43 tries to side draft the
11's
101.
going with him.
11's going to go with him. Got to be careful on the block here. It's 20 laps to go, and blocking is also allowed in the rules. And I mean, I love seeing the blocks being thrown. Make it easier, but you're going to get situations like that. There goes a DQ. That's Sam Chapman. Oh, not Sam Chapman, Sam Smith. Oh, no, there he is. He just dropped out. A bit of packet loss there. Stuffs up the outside line momentum. Zip, zip, zip. Gone. That's going to put the reset button. I thought it was a DQ for incident points as we saw Dave Douglas give him a bit of a nose, saying, hey, you're going to block me, you're going to get turned. Now he's gone to the outside. No block offered this time from the 20. So it's going to be left to his own devices. Looks like there's only 2 on the inside, on the middle lane now. So it's going to be the 101 to offer
very
any
unorganized.
Good. There's a lot of side drafting here. Runs into the wall. Dave Douglas, good hold here on the outside lane. Just enough room given between these 2 drivers. Hard racing, but fair racing here at Daytona Motor Speedway.
He's trying to get. He's getting that third line starting to go now. There's that white car starting to come up to it too. I can't even see who that is. Oh, it's off the wall.
Oh, the 2 nitro teammates.
DD, if he can slot in.
Just manages to slot back in, doesn't lose more than 1 position there. Could have been way worse for Dave Douglas. A little bit antsy with his teammate in the 31, just coming up the track a little bit, trying to give him a bit more space. Oh, there's the wall. Going to lose more momentum from that. So it's the 101 and the 20 to challenge the 06 and 37 on the inside. So far, nothing to offer. It's SRM Motorsports. They're going to take command of this race. 18 laps to go, 17 at the stripe. Here we go. It's going to be racing flat stick for the rest of the night here at Daytona. You see the rest of the fields dropped off somewhere. There's another group circulating about 7 seconds behind. And then there's one
there
about
is,
17 behind.
There's 9 cars in that group at the moment. In the second pack, they're just single file at the moment. There's a lot of damaged cars there though.
Just running to the end of this race. As I said earlier in the stream, there is points for finishing the race, so it's always wise to go out there, finish the race if you can, even if you have got damage and it's not gone exactly to plan. There's the 11 getting turned, and there's another one. Big wreck there. SRM Motorsports managed to make it through. Lucky Equijo makes it through as well. I think Brenton Henderson from SRM got involved in that. So there's a big turn there on the 101. Who managed to survive. I would like to watch how he survived. The 101 of Chapman.
The 101 of Sam Chapman, I believe.
Sam Chapman, yeah.
Was caught up in that.
So Sam Chapman here. Just watch. I think he gets turned over the front of the 43 as the 20 looks to the middle lane. 101 comes back down.
Just not quite clear.
Going down. 43. Jeez, that's some support there. All of the SRM cars made it through though. I thought Brenton Henderson was there. It was Sam Smith in the 20 that got spun around at the end. So we'll go back. We'll get a vision on how that happened. Looks like, well, the 101 came down a bit. Wasn't quite clear. So you see, there's Sam Smith. Oh, there's a spot for Carr. Carr's going. Got the momentum. Yeah, got to honour it now. Nah. Gets turned. perfectly recoverable here. Absolutely recoverable here. Then slides down the track a little bit, gets turned by the 31. Just had to stay up high. That's 2 nitro cars taken into the fence hard. Dave Douglas nowhere to go. Sam Smith, unfortunately, heavy damage here for a driver who was doing so well.
A lot of big names out of this race. All the guys that you'd expect to be up there from the last season. Your Dave Douglas, Matt Danson, Jason Holdsworth. A lot of them just had the unlucky straw tonight and ended up with a bit of damage. Just put them behind that 8 ball.
I think it was a 31 of 30, yeah, 31. Yeah, 31 here involves Josh Micklemore. This might get graphic. Look away now if you're squeamish. Bang, there's the hook. Bang, and he's up on the bonnet.
Up on the hood.
Unfortunately, the bonnet didn't detach, so we can't take that one to the collectibles for the Premier NASCAR eSeries store, but maybe one day. That's a lot of damaged cars in the pits right now. We've got 15 laps to go, about 13 at the end of this caution cycle. Yeah, 17 cars down in pit road right now. That is a lot of damaged cars, Aaron.
That's roughly half the field at the moment, so...
I think we're going to have a lot of drivers leaving to do media commitments a bit early, sign some autographs, make some kids happy at least with a signed cap. We'll have to see. There's the field coming around now, so all the drivers who want to get back onto the track, they'll start rolling before Phelps laps them. A couple of drivers might not make it out in time. There he is there, rolling off. You want to be past that cone before he is. And looks like everyone has made it out. So everyone who wants to get out has made it out. Jason Holdsworth gets another chance at Daytona 500 glory here tonight, if he can make his way to the front again. Same with Danson. Damage not stated. Did Cletus make it through that one?
Cletus McFarland.
I don't know where Cletus made it through. Or not.
So, if you're enjoying this stream, give us a like and subscribe. Get in the chat. Seen a lot from Andrew Dawson in the chat. So, shout out to you, mate. Sorry you're not in here tonight.
We got it in chat from Greg H. It's Cuthbertson. So, well, son. Cuthbertson. Cuthbertson, or Sunbert Cuth. That's yeah, we'll say the pronunciation backwards, and Sunbert Cuth would be the one, but it's Cuthbertson here tonight. Greg, give me a thumbs up in chat if I have said that one right. Couple other chats. These guys can't 3x, they can 4x though, yeah, that's right. Pace car lights are out, rolling through turn 3 and 4. Got 31, couple of incidents. You have to be wondering who here is on incident limit, who isn't. A couple of drivers would be flirting with it right now. So they want to keep it clean to the end of this race. Nothing worse than running through and not having it. But they're in the restart zone. There goes Phelps. He'll want to get good jumps. Same with Bud behind. Bud's got a gap if he wants to come down. The 3 SRM cars at the front. They're going to take the lead of this race and take control.
That's where they're going to want to be. Henderson let him in, just backed up the pack a little bit.
Just a little. Enough to make it work. You see the one of Lockie Equijo in the back as well. He's got one car to sit behind, and then maybe he can get in on this SRM Motorsports action too, and we may have a 4-way at the front leading this race, but the 11 and the 101 aren't going to take this lying down. They're going to put up a fight here. They're going to push right to the front of this race this evening.
That top line now starting to join up as well. There's 6 cars there with 2 more coming up behind. Looks like Josh Micklemore at the back there starting to come up as well. So, yeah, if they could keep that top line going and keep it all linked up, they could make a run on the SRM boys at the end.
Micklemore very fortunate to be where he is right now after having someone mount his car in the last caution. Very minor damage by the looks of things for the 31. Not a bad result. His teammate Dave Douglas, however, he's further back down the pack with more significant damage.
That top line's starting to get more organised. They're starting to get a bit more of that momentum. Who's going to start thinking, I'm too far back? I'm going to send it 3 wide in here and force everyone's hand into 3 wide racing. Pick a lane, stick to it. You're boxed in. There's not really anything you can do. You just want to push the car in front.
I think it's Ryan Jones right now. He doesn't want to hang around. He wants to get past this 101. Doesn't trust him enough to push him, I think. It does the 11. He wants to try and get past, use the support of Ant Cuthbertson in behind in that 264. Unfortunately now, they're going to lose all the momentum. Slips down to the lead of that second lane. 264 gets abandoned on the outside. He'll have some support from the 38. And he pops back up. He's trying to give enough support to the 264. 101 moving up on the 264, just making his life difficult. Danson and Micklemore in the middle making their way through. You see the 5 of Andy Barber. We haven't talked about him much tonight. He's just been plotting his way through the pack. He likes to do this. He likes to do this every so often, where he just exists at the back of the field and then appears in the top 10. Just classic Andy.
3 wide now. That third line's starting to get going now. Is he going to go up? No.
The 101 is moving around a lot, trying to throw blocks. I think at this point, drivers are going to be, bit of a door, bit of a checkup, bit of a bump, bit of a door. There's a bit more contact. Here we go. Who's going to ask for more? I think I will. I'll take seconds of this.
This is awesome. Here we go, boys. We're going 3 wide.
This is awesome to watch. 4. Now, if you're a driver in this situation, you feel it a bit hard done by some of these bumps. Still 3 wide. So the 38 just out on his own now. He's got a bit of support. There's the 52 back from the dead coming to help out. But it's going to be the 11 making a challenge to the SRM boys here. 9 laps to go.
That top line just needs to sort themselves out a little bit. When they're fighting, going 3 wide, they're just slowing themselves down. And with the 3 SRM boys down that bottom line, they just motor away if they're not in line.
Well, if Matthew Budd elects to push Ruben Phelps, like if he just starts pushing him hard, which I think you'll see in the next couple of laps, that pushing him hard, and then Brent Henderson just gets it close enough to give him a bit of a support. Doesn't have to touch him. You don't want to push the pusher. There's wrecking on the infield. I don't think we'll have a yellow because they're on the infield. Should remain green here. We
play on.
Skate away from the yellow flag. They're all in the infield, so not gonna do anything to this race. 8 laps to go. You see the momentum on that bottom line. As soon as Bud can start pushing, a little bit of movement there. That's not going to help the cause. Going to allow Ryan Jones back in with the big push from the 101. Now Cuthbertson is in a good position to push this outside lane from what looked to be an unlikely pit stop strategy. Ant Cuthbertson has managed to put this into a top 10 or a top 5 worthy drive. Very nice drive from him tonight.
And he's been there a lot of the race. Once he got there, he just never really left. He just kept in those first few rows.
He's representing Stone Cold Racing too. Some of the nicest guys you'll ever meet over at Stone Cold. They do some stuff during the week with some races as well, and it's good to have these boys involved. They were the ones that taught me how to get into sim racing and iRacing, so I have a good relationship with those guys. So yeah, so big shout out to the Stone Cold guys.
Absolutely. Dyson in the chat saying, shout out to kinetic energy. I love kinetic energy. It's my favorite physics topic. But as we see the outside lane forcing another challenge, the 101 just keeps getting wiggly. Just doesn't. I don't think that 101 likes contact. Big contact. Speaking of which,
Oh,
there's
the
a 52
52's in
around.
the
That's
wall.
around. That's going to be a yellow. That's a yellow here tonight. That's going to be the sixth caution of the evening. 52. Henry King involved. We're going to have to ride on back with him. Henry King, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 has been my game of choice for the last couple of days. But that's what I've been doing aside from broadcasting. I played around my uni schedule and around the broadcast, but we watch Henry King. I think this is just an unfortunate, bit of a push from the 32 into the back of the 79, just comes up into the 52. What happens here? Danson corrects, and then bang. Door into the wall, have a spin, do a pirouette. You're the best ballerina on track. There we go. Perfect recovery, though. That's good. Good save. After, albeit what happened, we ride on board. Just watch. Door, bonk, bonk, and, correction, bang. Gets a little bit of a push
Big
from
hit on Danson
04.
too.
Yeah, that's a lot of damage to the rear of Danson's car. I don't think much could have been done about that. I think Danson was just unfortunately in the wrong place when that contact happened. And that's Daytona. A lot of unfortunate things can happen. Sixth caution of the night.
Well, I might just run out of this boost, head down to the pit lane, and have a chat to some of the Nitro boys. See what their strategy is with this couple of laps to the end. See what they've got.
We got a couple laps to get back up here into the booth, so go do that. Stretch your legs. Get me a kebab on the way down from the food truck, and maybe a Coke. But right, might throw it to a commercial, Nige, if that's on the cards.
Sounds good to me.
Yep. All right. We'll be back in just a moment for a kebab after this quick commercial.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head to head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
And we're back from a short commercial break. Welcome back. 4 laps to go here tonight. Still under pacing from the sixth caution of the night. Was an unfortunate contact between Henry King and the 04 that sent him around and pirouetting down the main straight across the stripe. And then we got our caution flag. A couple of shout outs to the chat. Darren McKenzie, dinner break at work, just in time to watch the end of the race. Well, love to see you joining us for the stream, Darren. Love to see you out here racing, but work comes first. And
I think he had a good top 15 or 20 finish in the ANC on Sunday night with his Southern Stars team.
he did.
So, well done to D-Mac, as we all like to call him, here in the series.
There we do. A couple of drivers getting some more damage fixed whilst they're down pit lane. Maybe topping a bit of fuel off just in case we go to a green white checker. But by the time this caution ends, we'll only have about 3 laps left to run.
I think in the scheme of things, time's going to be plenty. There's 23 minutes left in the time, so we should be able to get our 3 green white checkers if it gets to that.
You say that. You say that, Nigel, but I'm sure there could be some heroics that make this a delayed green, perhaps, that pushes us out. Someone stops on track, delay the green flag, add another 2 minutes under pacing, and have that happen. producer in the background is picking on Barney the Flagman, saying to steal his flags. We don't encourage that behaviour here at the Australian NASCAR. His lights are off in the pace car. Oh, that's a voice crack.
That's
Lights
a big
off.
run up for them pit lane up to the commentary box again. There's a lot of unhappy campers in the Nitro bunker at the moment.
I can imagine.
Here we go.
I reckon there would be a lot of their races have been affected in some sort of way here tonight. I'm sure that the review panel is going to have a couple to look at over the next week, but we'll leave that job for the stewards and the admins in the back end. But we got racing here, boys. We got racing. 3 laps to go. We're going to be 2 laps when we hit the stripe and resume racing tonight. Pace car lights out. Going to be SRM on that inside line 1, 3, and 5. Going to get a good push here if they can coordinate it well. Then you've got the outside line of Jones, Chapman, and Cuthbertson, who need to hook up quickly to stay in with a shot of winning this race. It's going to be epic.
Advantage teammates.
It's going to be epic. It's going to be great. We're going to see a lot of argy-bargy.
There are going to be some sense.
As we roll out of turn 4, pace car will come down. Wait, there it is. Pace car's out. Barney's got the flag. Control goes to Phelps. Into the restart zone, waiting, and he's gone. You see a good jump there from the SRM boys. Ryan Jones,
37,
gets a good jump. Cuthbertson, unfortunately, on the outside, doesn't get a good run. Should be able to build the momentum through turns 1 and 2. Hook up on the back straight. Oh, actually, big drop back from the top lane. We're going to see Bud. He just manages to keep that position.
That
Lots
was
of side draft there from 11.
That could have been the end for a good SRM push, because if Ryan had the perfect run, he could have slid him behind Ruben.
3 wide. They're looking 3
wide there. Another block from the 101 checks the 93 up. I think that's going to be the cause of most of the Nitro Racing anger. Now we've got the SRM train going through. That's
they make the
all
white flag
that Ryan could do. 101 just focusing on blocking, not on pushing. Has
a lot of people running out of fuel.
Shot himself in the foot there. Now it's going to be the top 3 SRM cars.
White flag.
Yeah. White flag.
Here we go. 3 wide. What?
They reckon.
There's a big wreck there into the entry of turn 1. It doesn't matter. We're going to go green. Well, we're going to finish under the checkered flag. There goes the turn on the 101. I was waiting for that one to happen. It was brewing the whole race with all those blocks. There it goes. That's a turn. You'll see that there. It's going to be checkered flag as we come around turns 3 and 4. It's going to be the 06, the 37, and the 81. All in good position now.
Wow.
All SRM podium. If the 43 has anything to say about it, he may not. Going to be a fight down to the wire between him and Brendan Henderson. Henderson's going to hang on. Wrecks across the line. Gets a push from his teammate. And he wrecks onto the infield. The 43 is down. There goes the 81. But it's going to be Ruben Phelps winning the Daytona race and the opener of the eSeries 2025 season.
Wow. What a finish.
It was a great finish there. The SRM boys able to hang on. Bud and Phelps both clear. Henderson was in a bit of a fight here with the 43. Helped out by his teammate Lockie Urquijo in the background in that number 1 car, the previous series champion. Good pedigree in the SRM Motorsports car. A good block there from the number 1 on the 11 just to stall his progress. Ryan Jones would have been scary to see on the run to that flag. You see it here. He's going to get a push. That should save him from getting overtaken there at the line. Bit of a shove. Pushes him into the infield. Wrecks the car. Now, Matty Gray might not be too happy with that one. He has to pay for the things at the end of the day. But here it comes. Oh, that's a very broken car from Shane Bond. But Ruben Phelps going to burn it down here at Daytona Motor Speedway.
Sends it into the grass. Dale Earnhardt style. Across the Daytona sign.
What a race. What a great way to start the season, guys.
Beautiful night as we get the grid for official results here for Daytona tonight. Beautiful donuts there from Ruben Phelps in that Scotcher Race Fuels number 06. He takes the win for SRM Australia, who lock out the entire podium here tonight at Daytona Motor Speedway. Matthew Budd in second and 37 machine. Brenton Henderson rounds out your podium in the 081. Aaron M. Borg, he had a great night here today at Daytona. Very quiet race start for him, but pulls it out when it's needed at the end. Lockie Akuijo gets a good start to his 2025 season. Would say the previous season champion looking to go back to back this season. Ryan Jones in the 11 having a great night. Yeah, lots of aggressive driving, lots of good moves, was in it at the end. Unfortunately didn't have the support on the outside to make it work. He'll finish in P6. Riley Curtis in 7th for Nitro Racing in the 93. And Keith Burtson, what a drive for him tonight. Managed to pull off the one stop. Only driver to stop once in the whole field. So he makes it work for a P8 finish. Matt Danson recovers for P9. Dave O in P10. Daniel Boyd in 11th. Zachary Sears in 12th. Robert Dunt in 13th. Tom Freer 14th. Michael Campbell in 15th position. Henry King, unfortunate to be the last caution of the evening, finishes 16th. Josh Micklemore in 17th. Trent Gosley in 18th. As we jump back down, Jason Holdsworth 37 seconds behind the pack in 19th. Noddy Tompkins in 20th. Sam Chapman in 21st. Couple drivers a lap down. Andy Barber, Shane Bowen, Lewis Greathead, Tom Pritchard, Stephen Williams multiple laps down. Tyler J. Williams as well. Shane Newens is 8 laps down. And that ends. We got more drivers. Aaron Gilbert 10 laps more down. Dane Diago in the number 3 car 30 laps down, or 10 laps down, sorry. Sam Smith for Prime 100 Racing was running so well tonight. Unfortunate end to his race around lap 70, but he'll go down to 31st. Dave Douglas 32nd, Brandon Burkhardt 33rd, even went to 34th. Lachlan Mead blew up quite early on tonight. Didn't have much racing to do at all, but he is down in 35th. And Brad Wright only lasted a couple of laps before retiring the car. So that will be all of our finishes here tonight. We're going to have a talk. We're going to bring in our third place finisher, Brenton Henderson, into the booth. Brenton, how are you doing?
Good, thanks. How are you?
Not too bad. Big P3 tonight. SRM locked out 3, 2, and 1. Tell me how those last laps were feeling from your perspective.
Yeah, I think from when we came out from the pits, and then we got that yellow, I think it felt pretty good. From after that, really, no one could really make a run on us on the outside. With 2 laps to go, I think we were pretty locked in there on the bottom. We had Borg behind us as well, who was helping out. He made a run that last corner, but I think Lockie pushed me past the line, so we were able to get the 1, 2, 3. I think it's probably the best way to start a season for the team. So, yeah, I think we're all pretty happy.
I don't think you could ask for a better start to the season, having 3 of your 4 cars finish on the podium and then the 4th one finish in P5. That's a pretty decent result. I think the only one better would be finishing 1 spot better for Lockie. But what a night. Tell me about the pit stop. Were you always planning to stop around that lap 40 mark and undercut the rest of the field as a team?
Yeah, we were. So originally we were going to pit, I think it was lap 34, and then we got that first yellow, so we pushed it a couple extra laps later, and I think if the yellow didn't come out, I think we still would have been in a pretty good spot. We all had a pretty good pit stop, except I think Lockie got in a bit of drama there going into pits, but yeah, it definitely worked out.
Definitely. It's great to see you guys out there. Now, this is the time. Thank any friends, family, sponsors who get you out on track here this evening.
Yeah, so first off, we Warfighter Coffee, veteran-owned coffee brand. Also Scotcha, Cutsick, also Australian Alopecia Foundation as well.
Wonderful. I also would like to say Australian Warfighter Coffee is a very good brand of coffee. You should definitely buy it if you haven't had any before. It's very good.
Yeah, we've got some in the brew room at work, so it's definitely good.
Wonderful. Well, thank you for coming to have a chat with us, and congratulations on the P3 here tonight at Daytona. Hopefully, you'll carry on this success throughout the rest of the season.
Yeah, cheers, mate. Appreciate that.
No worries, Brenton. Wow. That was Brent Henderson, your third place finisher here tonight. We'll move on to your P2 finisher and probably one of the most instrumental cars in this train. It's Matthew Budd. Welcome to the booth. My co-commentator Aaron Dorman has a couple of words he'd like to share with you.
Sure thing.
So, how did you organise your strategy to get all three cars nearly four in the line? Like, did you back it up early, leave gaps? Like, how do you orchestrate that to happen?
Well, it's usually a bit of luck, right? You got to end up in the right way. On that last one there, we got lucky actually being first, third, and fifth. But yeah, we sort of, when I was on the outside, we sort of worked it out. We'll sort of time it a little so I can slot down. But when we came out after our stop, we got the caution. We were all lined up, so we luckily stayed around each other. So it was pretty easy just to maneuver when need be. So happy it worked out the way it did.
That's good. So, any sponsors, family, friends you want to shout out? There's a lot of people supporting SRM on the YouTube comments.
That was good. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, shout out to Cutsick stickers. Shout out to Scotch Race Fuels, Moondog, all the people in our car that support us. Yeah, all the other boys. Back to Matty Ray, who can't be here. I think he's a bit busy. I'm sure he's watching. He's pretty happy. So yeah, shout out to everyone.
He's been messaging me. He's very happy.
I'm sure Matty would be quite happy with the result for the team there tonight. But congratulations, Matthew. Wonderful start to the season. Hopefully you can carry that forward as we hit the next couple of races.
Thank you, guys.
No worries. And, well, we'll bring in our first place finisher, the guy who won the opening race of the season, the guy who's won races in the eSeries before. Ruben Phelps, welcome to the booth. How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Doing good. That's a great way to start a season, isn't it?
Oh, exactly. It locks you in. Well, and locks you in. So obviously, depending if there's like multiple winners until the playoffs, then. But I don't think so. But no, I'm always happy when you get a win at the very start. It helps with your ego a little bit.
Yeah, it gives you a bit of a boost, and it gives you a safety blanket to know that, hey, I've got a chance of making these playoffs. I've got a better chance than the rest of the field behind me, and it's only been one race. Does this change how you approach the rest of the season, or are you just going for more wins?
It never stops my trying to win everything, or trying to win the most or get the best result. I always, everybody knows that I'll be cautious when I need to be cautious, but be extra aggressive if I have to. But I got to learn about every aspect of every racetrack. So the harder you go, the more you feel. So, but I'll be still racing up the front no matter what race it is. So
absolutely, if that ain't the truth, I don't know what is, because you gave me a lot of pressure when I was driving against you in the season last year. I think it was the first season of 2024. You give me a lot of trouble every time when you're near me on track. It was always, oh no, here comes Ruben. He's going to try and make his way through. Always a driver I want to beat. So nothing but respect for you. Congratulations on winning the Daytona season opener. Now is the time that you have to thank any friends, family, sponsors, pet cat, pet goldfish, or the entire aquarium for letting you go race tonight.
Well, I've got to firstly say that Fleeced, you've always put my name down as a potential race winner. To finally actually put one down when it's set there is finally good to go. But obviously Scotch's Race Fuel has come on board this year, and Cut Slick stickers. Of course, Moondog and our two charities of Australia Alopecia and Tears Stretch Australia. And SRM Australia, and all our guys. Matty Ray obviously couldn't be here with work, but obviously all our boys are up the front, so we did good teamwork today.
Absolutely, it's a beautiful season start for SRM as well. I know you guys put in a lot of work in the back end, so good result for your effort. Go celebrate with the boys and have a lovely night. We'll see you next week at Atlanta.
Yep, will do.
See you later.
Congratulations, Ruben.
Yep.
Well, we're
just going to rewind to the last lap and see what happened to the pack. You got the number 5 getting turned by the 38.
38 cops a bit of a
dancing,
bump. Yeah, 38 cops a bit of a bump from the 30. That sends the 38 down into the right quarter panel of the 5. And it checks up from there. The 79 gets a bit of a lick. Bang, straight into the outside wall. That causes the rest of them all to get shot up there. Looks like the 20 manages just to scoot through. The 8 just demolishes the 5.
5 again.
And gets the 38 too. Not much Jason can do. Had cars below him, couldn't dart to the apron. I'll have to get on board with Jason's car, but a big wreck there to end the night. Oh, a bit of argy-bargy there too. Oh, that's something I want to watch back. Maybe we don't.
Was that a rough bump or?
Jason, bit of a tag. He's got no front wheel. Yeah.
No front wheel, just drops it down.
This is full speed on board with Jason, just grinding, bonk, bang, straight into the wall. Over he goes. Oh, that's rough. That's rough for Jason. Doesn't look like the wheels are doing too good. Liked it. But yeah, a lot of contact there happening at the end. I don't think the stewards are going to be underpaid this week. I think they're going to have a lot of work to do. But that is Daytona done and dusted here for the Australian NASCAR eSeries. And we're looking forward to quite a packed schedule of racing. We've got Atlanta up next week for these cars, and then we'll go to our first road course of the season in a couple of weeks' time at COTA. Once that's done, it's Phoenix, Las Vegas, Miami, or Homestead, Miami, Martinsville, Darlington, Bristol, and Rockingham. The regular season will finish at Talladega, so start on a super speedway, end the regular season on a super speedway, and then we'll run all the way through our 2 rounds of playoffs and to our championship race at Auto Club. But that has been Daytona Motor Speedway, and we have been the commentary team here tonight. Aaron, what a good night for racing. And yeah.
Well, thank you. It's been a pleasure to call this race with you, Bryce.
It's been a pleasure again, and we'll see you guys for the truck race at Atlanta on Thursday night.